Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are here for the big game tonight, and it is big. It is the semi-final second leg, Arsenal versus Chelsea. The first leg at Stamford Bridge finished 3-2 to the Arsenal. Can Arsenal complete the job tonight? To discuss what the starting 11 is going to be, we've got Marty and we've got Lee, and this game is massive. Just before we get stuck into it, don't forget our big watch along tonight is coming to you from the Hippodrome Casino down there in Leicester Square. If you want to get along down there, all you got to do is come out. It's straight outside Leicester Square station, right in the heart of the West End, and we are in there tonight. It's going to be brilliant down there, right? So make sure you check it out. But guys, looking forward to this tonight. This is an absolutely massive game. A chance for us to go to Wembley if they can complete the job, Lee.
Without a doubt. And before, I want to do one of those watch-alongs.
Yeah, they are good.
I might have to miss a game to do one of them because Cecil's bigging it up, like, you know.
No, they are good. They are great.
I think like Champions League, I might indulge in one. I just miss one, but not the league. Not the league.
It's a game like you're missing the starting 11 on.
I won't be here. I won't be here on Saturday.
But no. Listen,
massive game
tonight.
Wembley
beckons, but got to complete the job. I've listened to a lot of Chelsea fans. They're sounding pretty confident. I think up until that Man United game, no defeats at home in the league. All of a sudden, with that, they're very confident. They know they've got to win the game to go through.
Rob, how I look at it is like this. We play Chelsea in 3 weeks' time in the league at home, and you'd expect us to win, and that's a 0-0 start from level. We're 1-0 up in this one. You know, I mean, we've got a goal start. So if you're not confident going into this game, then there's something wrong with everything we've gone for it. Confidence was instilled a little bit after the Leeds game. I don't care what anybody says. They've been winning games, but they're not winning them the way. Like, you know, there's been circumstances, they've got themselves over the line. They're very fortunate against Brentford. West Ham were 2-0 down. With us, you know, it's been a bit more calculated, a bit more structured. I expect Arsenal to win this game tonight. I really do, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, you know, at this moment in time, I'm going to Wolves on the 21st of March, but by tonight, I hope and I expect to be going in to Wolves on the 18th of February.
They're taking this game really serious. I think they've got a chance. So you can only, if you needed evidence of that, you only need to see the team that they put out in the first half of that game against West Ham. They rested all the big guns. It nearly went pear-shaped for them. They had to bring all the big guns on in the second half, and the big guns got the job done. So we know that there's going to be very, very strong. Arsenal, we know Saka's out. Rumour that Odegaard's out as well. Do Arsenal go as strong as they possibly can tonight? Or do they, you know, rotate, bring some of the guys who didn't play on Saturday?
Do you know what? I'm not interested in any rotation. Listen, you're in it. You got 1 foot in the final. You go full strength. That includes Raya in goal, Timbersley.
Raya in goal as well.
100%. Listen, this is not the time in the season where you start messing around with games like this, especially at home. There's nothing worse.
But Raya would have been promised He would have been promised these games, wouldn't he?
Raya?
Sorry, not Raya.
Well, you've got to perform. You can't listen. As much as you can promise a player, you know, game time. Listen, if you're not performing, and we wouldn't be 3-2. Listen, I like Kepa as a goalkeeper. I think he's a great signing, but we wouldn't be 3-2 down. I believe if Raya's in goal for that first game, it's 3-0, and that's just my honest outlook on it.
You think both goals were his fault?
Look, he definitely had a very strong hand in him. He could have done a lot better. You know, he gets targeted by Chelsea. They know him, obviously, he's been there, and he did get targeted slightly. He's nowhere near the level of David Raya. David Raya is one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, and that's just a fact. Definitely the Premier League. You need a big player like him. You've got that player there sitting on the bench. There's no injury concerns with David Raya. You go strong. You play your strongest side, and you go and get in that final, and then you go and play your strongest side again. You go and win this trophy. It's as simple as that. I've had enough of games like this where you're messing around. Just go and get the job done. You know, I want to win this League Cup.
Says Kepa in goal. Sorry, Marty, I don't agree.
I don't agree neither.
You don't agree neither?
Nah.
Kepa in goal?
Yeah. It's not like that. I go.
But you don't feel like Marty's saying the second goal definitely.
Yeah, you know, they call him Smarty Marty. I understand that, like, you know what I mean?
But you can hear what he's saying, then.
100% I agree with it. But I'm pretty sure when you're on the negotiating table and you're trying to get a reserve team goalkeeper over the line, they're obviously financial. There's a talk about it, but what game's someone going to get him? And I'm pretty sure the manager will say, look, you know, you'll get the cups.
He's got Wigan next week.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but like, you know, he's played in every round for. I'm playing. I'm making a few changes tonight as well.
What changes are you making then?
I'm playing Kepa in goal.
Yeah.
Ben White at right back.
Okay.
And Calafiori at left back. Give me old mate and Kepa a day off. Like, you know.
So 2 centre backs stay the same.
Yes. Yes.
No Mosquera?
Like as Marty says, you know what I mean. There's next week at Wigan, and don't forget we've got like a game Saturday as well. Like, you know what I mean. So we're playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So you've got, you've got to think about that.
Okay.
Maybe even play Mosquera on Saturday. Don't know yet.
Midfield?
See how it goes. Midfield, Rice, Zubimendi. If Odegaard's not fit, which is what we're hearing, then I'm playing Eze, Martinelli on the left, Madueke on the right, and Gyökeres down the middle.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think he might start with Havertz and Gyökeres like he did at the weekend. Listen, you've got a game against...
Norgard?
Look, as I say, I'm not messing around in this game. This game, you've got Sunderland, which you need to go and win the Sunderland game on Saturday, and then after that, you've got Wigan. When it comes to Wigan, let's rotate everyone. Put Kepa in goal, do the lot. Until then, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in these games. You play your full strength, you roll the dice a bit. Get into this final what this is going to do for Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal fans. I don't think I'm sure they will. We'll see what side he puts out. But the only changes is Mosquera maybe for Saliba, because I hear that you don't want Saliba to get injured for us. And can Mosquera do that job? Yes, he can. Ben White, Timber. Yeah, listen, I'm not adverse. Calafiori needs to come in anyway because he needs some game time. Zubimendi, Rice played. Declan Rice definitely plays this game. And yeah, listen, Eze or Havertz, I ain't got a problem with either or. Martinelli on the left because Trossard started. On the right-hand side, Madueke's really kind of got to start, and Gyökeres up front.
Not a lot of people are with you on this Kepa thing.
Well, it is what it is.
Jay Hunter says, I remember last time we went with Raya and still lost. At least give a go to Kepa. Nog says the 2 Chelsea goals came about from two loose balls. How was Chelsea targeting Kepa?
Huh? You can see it on corners. Was it the first one? You can see it.
Bit of poor defending as well, though.
Yeah, look, I'm not proportioning all the blame on Kepa. All I'm saying is if I've got that personally, if I'm Mikel Arteta...
It sounds like you put
No, I'm just saying...
Being very unkind on our Kepa.
He goes, the 2 goals came from Kepa.
Yeah,
that's what he said, isn't it?
He said we won 3-0 if it weren't for...
Yeah, I did say that, and I do... And
so that sounds like you are putting the blame on.
All right, okay, I am blaming him. Look, I'm just saying, if I've got David Raya on the bench and I've got Kepa, I know who I'm putting on the pitch for this game.
Cecil in the chat, he says, he's retracted it. He said he'd start Raya as well.
Yeah.
No, he'd start Kepa as well.
Yeah.
No, Raya. Sorry, he said he'd start Raya. Now he's removed it now.
Listen, I really rate Kepa as a goalkeeper. I know it sounds like I don't. I do.
Yeah. Cecil again. Sorry, he says start Raya, leave nothing to chance on this one.
Yeah, listen, if you're 3-0 up, you can always bring Kepa on.
So comes to the final, then you're playing Raya again.
Yeah. I'll tell you what this settles
real
now.
harmony in the camp with him around, isn't it?
Right. No. I'll tell you what settles this as well. Right. Is then when if we get into the final, there's not that you're not going to unsettle. He knows full well that he's playing Raya. Listen, we haven't won a trophy for 6 years. You play we might as well nearly be in that final.
Every game in this cup competition.
He's a goalkeeper. He can play. No. Listen, it doesn't bother me. You make the decision.
You used to play as a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
back
I
in the
did.
day.
Yeah. And
right, so you're playing in it, and then all of a sudden comes to the big one. Yeah, sorry, Martin.
Life's tough. I haven't been rotated out in life for certain things. It is what it is. You've just got to try and be your best. He's had his opportunity.
Doesn't really had to harmony in the camp, does it?
Huh?
Wouldn't really had to much.
You have to make decisions, don't you? And you have to make changes. If Kepa can't accept that and he's going to be unharmonious in the camp, as what you're saying, he's the wrong player for Arsenal Football Club, and he's got the wrong attitude.
It is a tough decision. It is because it is those decisions where you're also trying to keep harmony within the camp.
You got to do the right thing. Listen, when I played in the County Cup final last year, right, I played in every round. Semi-final, quarter-final, every round. Started every round.
There you go.
But in the final, I was on the bench.
There you go. So you're
How
on
did you
Pepper.
feel? How did you feel about it? Be honest with me. How did you feel about it?
I'll tell you what, I was annoyed. I'm not going to lie, I was annoyed, like, you know what I mean, because I played in every round, like, you know, semi-final, I contributed. Unbelievably, I could have sulked and thrown my toys out and all that, but what the player that took my place, he's a good player, he's a lot younger than me as well, don't get me wrong, you know, he's the better player, like, you know what I mean, now, through age-wise, but he popped his calf after 9 minutes and on come the judge, you know what I mean? So there you go, like, you know what I mean, 0-0.
He's on the sidelines going,
I can't.
But do you know what the thing is the reality is this is part and parcel of football. Look at Saturday. Odegaard gets rotated out. Listen, what he's going to be to make that as unharmonious. He got dropped for Havertz essentially on Saturday, and then we went on and won the game. So
and come on and contribute.
Thank you.
But with a goalkeeper, it's different. See, I get it. Like if you rotate Odegaard out, he can come and play. You know what I mean? Like like it's like when I was left out of that cup final, I knew I was going to get on. You know what I mean? Like now, if you're the goalkeeper,
you're not getting on, are you?
That's why I think you've got to be. It's a little bit different.
Also, okay, let's go before that. Portsmouth. All right, he was at fault for that goal. And he was. The thing with Kepa is, he needs maybe a continuous run of games, and I get that as a goalkeeper. I understand it as confidence. But in the Portsmouth game, he's made a mistake. Then he's come on and Arteta stuck with him, and he's thought, okay, cool, I'm going to play you in this big game semi-final against Chelsea, and he hasn't done himself any favours. So he can't be disgruntled if he doesn't get selected for today's game. Listen, David Raya has kept in the Premier League this season 12 clean sheets. I know it's part to do with the back four. And last season he won the Golden Glove with 13 clean sheets, and that was at the end of the season. That's how good David Raya is. And I think if I ask you, either of you, to the question, who is a better goalkeeper?
Yeah, well, we know.
Right.
Yeah,
we know that.
David Raya plays Saturday.
Play your best.
He plays Champions League. Like, you know what I mean? The FA Cup and the League Cup
it's just where
are Kepa's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like. You
okay,
know?
so what do you do in the final then?
Kepa.
Yeah, and then what if he makes a mistake and we lose the goal?
Because I trust him.
All right, okay, cool, fair enough.
So he's not a novice keeper, is he?
Mate, I just want to win this trophy. That's all it is. I'm not saying he's a novice keeper and he has won things and he was at Real Madrid and he was at Chelsea. I get that. But playing a goalkeeper is slightly different from an outfield player. A goalkeeper can play more games. You can play a goalkeeper twice a week.
I agree with that. And there's two sides, and as you're saying, like, you know, he plays more games, but when are you going to play? You know, he's a decent goalkeeper, Kepa. He ain't just going to come there and sit on the bench every single game. Yeah. And I'll tell you what I wouldn't like if I was a goalkeeper, right? If you're in that negotiations, by the way, you get us to the semi-final, and then I'm going to bring in Raya. I'm going to go. I'll go and sign for Bournemouth. Thank you very much. You know
go for it.
Would you
go for it? Yeah, we'll get another. We'll get another goalkeeper because we're Arsenal football.
Yeah, but then say if Raya gets in, you've got to have a good standard of goalkeeper.
Christian says he'd start Raya as well. Christian Tai.
Yeah, I see.
So he said, I agree with Marty for once.
There you go.
Right.
Don't say a lot, does it, Christian?
What about up front? Gyökeres?
Oh no, I've played reserves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll have the under-19s on there or something.
So Gyökeres up front?
100%.
I would play Gyökeres, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Jesus today. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, and at the end of it, whatever he does, I don't think there's a right or wrong on that.
Norgard?
In place of who?
Zubimendi.
I think, for me, how I've looked at it and the team that I've structured, apart from Kepa, I've gone strong down the spine. So I would keep Kepa. And do you know what? Maybe against Sunderland, maybe bring Norgard in. You know what I mean? That's such a big game Saturday.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I hope listen, if he starts Kepa, I hope he comes on as an absolute worldie and saves us the game. We go on and win it, and we get into the final. We plays Kepa and we lift the trophy. That's all I want. Do you know? I don't care whether he plays. I don't care whether he plays Norgard in goal. I just want to win this trophy. I just want to get there. This tonight being 3-2 up against this team at the Emirates. If we lose this, and then it's also all the noise.
We should be home and dry now, Marty.
We should be. We should be clear. We should have won that 3-4-0 that game.
It's going to be a good game. We know that they're going to go strong, and they're going to have to go for it. At some stage, they're going to have to really go for it because they need to get a goal. The first goal tonight is going to be the all-important thing, isn't it? Because that first goal, if it goes to us, then it's a really, really, steep climb for them, isn't it? Because then they've got to get free.
Well,
if it goes to them, it's completely game on.
Well, they've got to get 2 to take it to penalties and extra time.
Yeah.
Is there extra time? I don't think there is extra time in this. I think it's just penalties.
No, it's extra time and penalties.
Well, they've got to get 1.
Yeah, it's got to get 1 to take it to penalties.
No, but if we score first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm saying if they got the first goal, it's just a normal game. It's completely game on.
Yeah, of course it is.
Do you know what? I do have a feeling, and I hate to say it, that they might score first. But the thing with Chelsea is they are susceptible at the moment to conceding early now. In the last few games where we've seen them concede a couple of early goals, if they do that against us, I feel, it will be good night. And it
right,
will
got the lineups.
Go on.
In goal.
Yeah, it's blatantly Kepa the way you're saying that. Blatantly.
I don't know, so go on.
Just put me out my misery, Robbie. It's blatantly Kepa. Of course it's Kepa because you're doing it.
I think it's Kepa. I'm going to...
Kepa Arrizabalaga. Right, right back.
Ben White.
Urian Timber.
Oh, right, so
yes. Saliba, Gabriel and...
Calafiori.
Piero Incapié.
Is it really?
Yep, he starts.
So he's gone with the strongest.
A midfield of Rice, Zubimendi and...
Eze.
No.
Eze.
Oh, is it?
Up front, Madueke, Martinelli and Victor Gyökeres.
Like that.
That is a very strong team. Very, very strong team indeed. On the bench, Raya, Mosquera, Ben White, Jesus, Norgard, Trossard, Havertz, Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah.
So no Odegaard then?
No Odegaard at all.
What's the matter with him then?
I don't know. There was these rumours that he's got, he's out injured. I don't know what the injury is or...
Well, he only played 20 minutes,
yeah. But I did hear that today, that he hadn't made... He wasn't seen with the team, when they're out walking and all that. He wasn't seen with the team, so maybe he's got a little...
up, was he?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
But he's not in the squad. It must be an injury. So what do you think of that team?
It's a very strong team. I believe it will go and get the job done.
Only really Kepa really is the only change, isn't it?
That's it. And let's see.
And Martinelli's in from the starting.
Yeah, Martinelli deserves it. I thought Trossard done okay on Saturday. So, but like Martinelli come on, I thought showed some...
3 changes. Sorry to cut you, Lee. Kepa, Eze, Martinelli. Those are the 3 changes from Saturday.
Havertz, that's the right thing to do. Havertz can't play Saturday, Tuesday and then Saturday. So he's looked at that and that's the thing. Martin Odegaard's a big blow because I thought...
Did all right when he came on.
I thought he done very well when he came on the other day.
Do you know what as well, with Mikel Merino being injured, unfortunately, and obviously Odegaard being out, this is a perfect opportunity for Eze to stake his claim in the team and turn up and do exactly what we bought him for.
Well, this is a big game for Eze.
Huge game.
Big game for Eze. This is, you're coming in to play this game. This ain't like an FA Cup game against Wigan. This is a semi-final.
It's Chelsea.
This again is a game where if you turn up, you're repaying back that big fee. You know what I mean? Because we haven't seen enough of him. We've seen great moments from him. The hat-trick against Tottenham, the winning goal against Palace when we beat them 1-0. But we need to see more. This is a stage for him tonight. This is the stage. Semi-final, Carabao Cup. Go and do the business, get us through to a final. Yeah. I'm glad he's playing anyway.
Listen, he's put out his intentions are set there, he has to get it done today now then because, he's gone with the full side, really the strength full side. Full out of 10, you're going to
He's not leaving nothing to chance really.
No, Calafiori would probably come, but obviously he feels that
just coming back.
So Nketiah, who I thought done well on Saturday, so he probably deserves to stay. And if it was a normal it is a big game, And I think he's looking at every game differently this season. There'll be hopefully 2 or 3 changes going into the Sunderland game, 2 or 3 changes.
I don't even. I was thinking about it today, Lee. Sunderland played last night, so it's not even like they've had a week. They've only played 24 hours before we've played, and we're playing at home. So
I just think with the Sunderland game, not to jump too far ahead with it, it's getting the 3 points. We've seen every time that we've gone in front of City, how they've started a bit, and then obviously City and Liverpool, this is a perfect opportunity to go 9 points.
Listen, do you want to be honest? You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Saturday is more important than tonight. Saturday win is more important. We can afford to draw today.
But tonight helps Saturday.
Yeah.
Because you go through against...
We can afford to draw tonight. But we got to win on Saturday. Saturday is, I think, the biggest game that Arsenal have had for a very, very long while. And because it's to get to 9 points...
And put pressure on City.
With them going to Anfield. Imagine if that was us going to Anfield 9 points behind Man City.
And they will start with that. They will.
It's a big ask. But if we was to drop points against Sunderland, you'd turn around and say that there's a chink in the armoury. Got to go there and get that result. And today is a psychological thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Of getting over the line of semi-finals, which we haven't done in the last.
Okay, let's give you the Chelsea team. It's Sanchez, Malagusto's back, Fofana, Chalobah, Hato, Cucurella. Hato and Cucurella. That's three at the back.
Three at the back.
Yeah. Caicedo's back, Andre Santos, Enzo, Delap, and João Pedro.
Okay, so no Reece James.
No Reece James from the start, yeah.
Good.
Not even on the bench, Reece James, which is interesting. Cole Palmer on the bench as well. Esteval, they were saying, weren't going to make it. He's on the bench. He's on the bench.
He's on the bench?
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, he's on the bench. So they've got, the bench is Sharman Lowe, Achipong, Badiashile, Holland, Palmer, Esteval, Garnacho, Guy, and Maheka.
Got some players. They've got some players on there.
Yeah, they got some. They got stuff on reserve on the bench.
So have we.
Surprised though that they haven't gone with, like, say, maybe an Esteval or a Garnacho or a Palmer from the front. Three quite attacking players right from the start of the game. They haven't gone with
those.
They're
going to go for it late on then, aren't they?
What you don't want in this game as well is you don't want this game going into extra time and penalties. You just don't, like we're talking about fatigue and rotating for Saturday. You don't want that extra period of time when you're playing against, in a semi-final like this. That's when injuries happen. That's when you're getting tired. You're getting overexerted the 90 minutes, and you're playing intense football, 120 minutes, and then a penalty shootout, and the emotional fallout of it all as well. It's just not. Just go and get the job done. Finish them off quickly. Get it done. Enjoy the night. Get into the final.
Make it sound easy, innit?
Yeah, it is.
There you go. That is what they've got to do. I think.
What do you think of their team?
Do you know what? It's decent.
I'm a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit surprised that they've not gone with some of the more attacking players, like Esteval or Palmer.
Well, they're going to keep it tight. They're going to keep it tight.
And it's got to be a big blow for them if they're missing.
And Palmer is a good player. Palmer's a very, very good player, but obviously at the moment they're nursing him back through injury, like we are with Havertz. So I get that. And they're missing some big players there. So I think
Reece James is a big miss for them. He's been really.
So is Saka,
really
by the way, a big miss for us.
Yeah, obviously Saka, Odegaard out for us.
And
Reece James.
Marino.
And Marino, yeah.
Three big names out for us today, right? You know what I mean? I don't think we should be. Marino's a player that is one of those players that it probably wouldn't start for Arsenal, but he's such an important squad player. I can't emphasise how important squad players are. Like, when he comes on, he's going to do a job, whether it be up front or whatever. He's going to be a big loss to us over the next few months. I can't believe that Arsenal have known got injuries to Odegaard, Saka. Where's Oxlade-Chamberlain? Why haven't we signed him now?
Well, they still can if they want.
Well, get him on. I'd get him on board. We need someone.
There's quite a defensive midfield, isn't it? Like Caicedo and Andre Santos.
Yeah.
Normally, and Enzo, and then they've gone like Delap, João Pedro. It must be a three at the back if it's Cucurella and they've got Hato in there. Interesting to see what their formation is going to be. But what do you think of their Chelsea team?
Yeah, look, you can't overlook them at this stage. They've obviously set out to come and win it.
Caicedo back, he didn't play in the first leg.
Yeah, look, he's a top player, and I think this game is going to be won in the midfield. This is where Zubimendi and Rice need to step up, and Eze. It was only a few weeks ago or whatever we were talking about Eze and saying, has he fallen out of favour? Why can't he get a game? He ain't getting now. Like we're saying about Marino, this is time for him to go and Caicedo and Enzo and Santos in that midfield. Listen, it's going to be a battle. We know they're not going to. They're not going to come here and roll over. They know how hard we are to beat at the Emirates. They know what this,
I'll be honest. I hope that's the team they bring in the Premier League game and all. You know what I mean? I fancy us. You know what I mean? They're looking at it like keep it tight, nick something on the break, or late on they're going to chuck a load of fresh players on.
Well, you can see on the bench they've got a load of attackers.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. So listen, it's a little bit of a thing to Arsenal to say, right? Because Arsenal could look at it and go, "Oh, we'll defend it 1-0 and all that." But now they're saying, "Well, you have a go at us. Maybe you can leave something behind." I don't know.
I'm just surprised at their team, their lineup, just because they're losing at the moment. So I would have thought that, if they were winning 3-2...
89, Rob. Anfield 89, we went like that. You know what I mean? It's tactics, isn't it?
Tactics, yep. Yep, it's tactics.
I think I saw you say it. There's plenty of teams that I've seen in these situations that should win the game because they're in front but don't end up winning the game. We need to make sure that we ain't one of them teams.
Listen, go back to the last time we won... No... In 87, we won this. Robert, remember it? He was, it's about 20 then.
This guy, all right.
Went to Highbury.
Yep.
Lost 1-0 to Tottenham.
Yep.
Brought them back to White Hart Lane. They went 2-0 up at half time.
Yep.
And we brought it back to 2-2. Then the replay and we beat them, you know what I mean? So it was, and a lot of Spurs fans thought that they had won it. At 1-0, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting back to White Hart Lane and all that, So you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
An advantage normally at this stage is big. We also remember, I know it was 2 goals, but last year, this is why I say that first goal was all.
Yeah, it was.
Last year we went up. I remember.
I didn't want to go, did we?
We didn't want to go.
Forced to go.
He got forced to go. I went up there, but you came.
Yeah.
Newcastle away. They beat us in the first game 2-0. Went up there, was like, well, you know what, if we get the first goal, get in early, right?
And Newcastle fans were nervous. You remember we talked to them, they said, if you score first.
Yeah.
Bang.
They scored first, game over.
I know, I remember that. Raya, Gabriel Saliba were terrible in that game.
We were terrible in both legs, to be honest.
Yeah, they were,
yeah.
We were
Isak and Gordon.
Yeah.
It was a long journey home, wasn't it?
That was a very long journey. It took about a week. That's what it seemed like anyway. Richard Worley says, hi Robbie and the guys. I will be okay with a 1-0 win. What do you think? Listen, 1-0.
1-1, I'll be happy with a 0-0. I don't care if I'm bored sentence today, as long as we get, 0-0, it don't matter.
Done.
You're bored every week, according to some of these people in the press, isn't it?
Love it.
All that, boring Arsenal.
I was just talking about that earlier on, you know what I mean, saying this is the worst Arsenal. If Arsenal win the league, it's the worst, right? So what about last year then? You know what I mean? I'm not saying about Liverpool. Arsenal give up after January because we had no players. Man City were off the pace by a long chalk. Man United and Tottenham were in the bottom 5. You know what I mean? So, but no, I didn't hear one person turn around and say the Premier League was weak last season. Not one.
You know what it is, right? I was doing a show earlier on with a Tottenham fan on Sky. It's ahead of the North London derby, right? And I said, he was spinning that narrative, boring, this, that. First of all, I had to remind him that, we've scored one more set-piece goal than they have.
Yeah, exactly.
They've scored loads of goals from set pieces, right? But also, just to remind, I just said, I'm looking at all of you fans, right? All of you non-Arsenal fans that keep saying all this stuff. And I think this is a bit of a coping mechanism.
Of course it is.
Because they're scared that we're going to win this thing.
Yeah.
They're scared that Arsenal are going to win the league, so they're trying to spin a narrative already.
Yep.
To say, but it ain't going to work, bro.
Nah.
Because if we do win it, you're hearing from us. It's as simple as that, right? You're going to hear from us. I don't care, right? Because this is what makes it, to me, if Arsenal win this league, and I appeal to every Arsenal fan, put it on everybody, right? Because right now, they are spinning this narrative as a coping mechanism because they're worried that Arsenal never heard this before, have we? Like you said, didn't hear it last year.
No.
Didn't hear it, you know what I mean? Right? They're spinning it, right? They're spinning it as a coping mechanism, right?
Arsenal,
because they know this Arsenal team's good.
Arsenal and Man City 2 seasons ago, right, went from January to May. Man City drew 1 game. and Arsenal drew one game and lost one. The game that they drew was against each other, and we lost it. So that's half the season that both teams challenging never lost a game. And you're telling me that's a strong league then? Now, you know, there's teams there's like Tottenham Hotspur in 14th, taking points off the team in second. We went to Nottingham Forest for 2 weeks ago, bottom 4, didn't win. You know what I mean? I believe this season the league's a lot stronger.
Yeah, and I think, you know, a lot of it as well, right? How many teams do we face that actually come and ever attack us?
None.
So it's really difficult for Arsenal, you know what I mean? Every team they play is sitting deep. We've seen teams this season change. We've definitely seen a change of tactics in a lot of teams, going really deep, long throw-ins, all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? So you've got to find a way to beat these teams. You know what I mean?
You even, don't know if you heard Daniel Farker after the Leeds game, saying with Arsenal, we tried to go down the side, we tried to go down the other side, we tried to go through them, we tried to go over them, we just couldn't find a way, and then they were just all over us, and they just completely decimated.
Here's one here. DMag101, Ussie says, not coping, you'll be the worst team to ever win the league. 40% of your goals are dodgy. They're not well put together set pieces. They've not been worked on tirelessly on the training ground. Dodgy set pieces, set piece goals, and at least half of them should have been blown dead because of fouls. I mean, come on, mate. Find a way. You know, I heard Shay Given on Match of the Day. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
He's going, why don't teams find a way? He goes, Monaco, they put 3 players up on the touchline when Arsenal were taking those, so that, you know, Arsenal had to say, you can try that, but most teams are scared to try that, because then Arsenal, you know they're going to come up with something else. I mean, me personally, I remember when Monaco did that, I was just like, why don't they just play it short? Play it short, because, and they put the first one in, I don't know if you remember, Lee, in the second corner that Arsenal had, they played it short. Those 3 players had to sprint back to get in. So Arsenal are finding a way. Everybody else has got a chance to work on set pieces, work on it all week and week and week. I remember when my son was at Leicester's academy, and Leicester was conceding loads of goals from set piece, and I went in there one day, saw the senior team just training set pieces, defending them over and over and over again. This is what you've got to do.
If they do that, if a team wants to do that and say, like, put 3 up, right, all you got to do is your defender take a gamble and just go and run in like that forward has to go with it, because if he doesn't, you've got 3 run and goal.
Do you know
Cryptic Dino with a super chat. He says, undefeated in the Champions League. I like being this terrible.
Yeah, top of the league, top of the Champions League, semi-final. But see those set pieces of people, what they don't realise, the depth that goes into them. They're labelled with, like, they're colour labelled from Nicolas Jova. Dan Byrne, there was an interview he gives about them when you're facing Arsenal. He goes, they call yellow, orange, blue, green. There's a whole load of them. So if they set up in a certain way, they'll change it mid set piece before the kick's taken, and they'll call another colour. And he was like, I knew what a couple of them were, but I didn't know what the rest of them were. So they're hard to defend. There's so many of them, and they're so strategic.
Let me get rid of another. I'm going to get rid of another narrative as well, right? About Arsenal bottling it. I don't believe. I've been thinking very deeply about these things since the other day. I see all the criticism. I only think Arsenal bottled one of these leagues, if you can call it bottling.
The first one.
The first one. Because the first season we went for the league, remember, we started off that league, all of Arsenal fans thinking, hopefully we can get top 4. We brought in Jesus, Zinchenko. And we got off to a fly, and we were doing brilliantly, and all of a sudden we were in for a chance to win the league. And actually what happened was our inexperience went against us. The World Cup happened, Jesus got injured, we were very inexperienced, and then, so that was the one that you could say, you could use the word we bottled it, although I don't think we really bottled it, but we did fall apart a bit towards the end with our inexperience. The second season, like Lee said, City were unreal. We only lost 1 game in that. That was the game to Villa. But they just went on that ridiculous run. Last year we didn't bottle it because we were nowhere near it. We were nowhere near it. And remember, we got all those injuries, and then, our owners, right, they didn't go and buy anyone in January, and just basically Liverpool just went
So,
but Liverpool blew everybody away. We were nowhere near Liverpool, right? And then this season now, let's see what happens. And also, when people say that City are going to go on, City going to go on this great run, but they haven't done that they didn't do that last year. People forgetting that they've done that the season before. Last year they were miles off of it as well.
So on that note, a City bottling the league then this season?
Well, listen, I don't think they are. Well, you could argue they are then.
Mate, listen,
if we be labelled with that, because if you're seeing the amount of time, there's been a couple of times we've dropped points and they ain't capitalised on.
It's because they've won it.
If you go to White Hart Lane and you are 2-0 up and you are absolutely cruising, the bookies paid out on that at half time, by the way. Their game was done and dead. And then to let Tottenham, listen, I'm not talking rubbish about Tottenham, but that Tottenham Hotspur side, you let them back into the game.
We got actually labelled bottling it when we went 2-0 up at Anfield a couple of years ago against a very decent Liverpool side, and we ended up 2-2. It could have gone. Ramsdale made unbelievable saves, but it's not. When you look at that Tottenham side, nothing. I'm not even going to go at Tottenham when I say it. They had their whole back four out for that second half. They had to play a midfielder who played really well, by the way, Paulinho, didn't he? What I mean? I see the highlights. He done really well. Game. And they had a lot of players missing, so it was a little bit different. But at the end of the day, Man City have won trophies, so until Arsenal get over the line, they can always have
fair
this.
enough. That's fair enough.
That's what's going to always happen.
CX Stream says, imagine winning the quad. Just imagine. Listen, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But listen, forget about the quad. Forget about the league even. It's a chance tonight to go to Wembley.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Do you know what? I've really enjoyed Mikel's interviews in the last couple of times. I turned around yesterday and they were sort of mentioning that it's one competition, different competition. Like, look at Pep at the moment. Like, he's so spiky, it's unreal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you look at Mikel, who's just relax. We'll do it one game at a time. We'll take it like. No, it's an old cliche and all that, but he's right. This is a different competition today. Enjoy it. I'm looking forward to today, like, you know what I mean? It's a different pressure. It's a different pressure today than what we had on Saturday, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to go to the toilet every stop, like, you know what I mean? Like, but now this is a different pressure, but it's one that I think as a fan, you've got to enjoy a semi-final, you know? I'm really looking forward to it, like,
Chance to go to Wembley, man. We haven't been,
Did you see when Arteta in his press conference, they asked him about, they said, but saying everyone's saying you're playing boring football, and he's like, so who are these people? And then they said, just some people. And they said, we've got names, email addresses, phone numbers. He was, and the way he challenged it and the way he's dealt with it.
Listen, Arsenal not playing boring. They play some really good stuff against Leeds, to be honest. And the fact of the matter is, when you think about it, if the teams are coming here and playing low blocks, are they not boring?
Yeah,
no, exactly.
Are they not boring?
Exactly. Shrish Hikeshner says with the super chat. He says, we play the highest defensive line against us and the highest defensive line by far. He says, Robbie, show that chart to your DR sports mates who are calling us boring. We are not boring. Football in the Premier League has changed and we're trying all we can to score. And I think it's very true what he says there.
Listen, we'll play Tottenham in a couple of weeks' time, right? Yeah. Let's see if Spurs attack us. Let's see if they go up, open up and attack us. I bet they don't. I bet they'd be very cautious, methodical, and that's the way that they look to get a result. They won't go gun-ho against us, and nor will Chelsea. Chelsea have come here today 1-0 down, and they've not gone gun-ho. There's a caution behind what they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, because if they don't open up against us, they know we can take them.
TZ Ty says, is Odegaard injured or has he been dropped or arrested? And Link8281 says Arsenal winning this cup will open the floodgates.
It'd be interesting to see what he says about that.
Shrinchisker, he said he meant to say we play against the lowest defensive line. I get that, and you are right. Let's get predictions in. Marty.
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, do you know what? I fancy it. I do fancy it tonight. I do think they'll get a goal. I do think it's going to be I think it's going to be a fantastic game of football. The only bad thing about it is hammering it down with rain, and I'm going to get absolutely soaked. But listen, I'm still absolutely buzzing for the game. I am a little bit nervous.
Get soaked. It's all undercover, isn't it?
What, row 4?
Yeah.
Mate, it's not undercover. Wind, it blows, doesn't it? The roof sits sort of like there and it all blows and comes. I get saturated, mate, honestly. It's not like where you are in all nice settings and lead judges behind me, all nice settings.
It didn't need. Ain't he the one who says, "I've got a great seat. I sit just behind Odegaard, just behind Arteta on the bench." And all that.
It is, but when it's hammering it down with rain, it's not, because you get absolutely saturated.
Well, you said it was. This is England. You know what I mean? It rains quite a lot.
I do get that.
Do you know, just quickly here, look, Jamie Redknapp, the connection between the players and Arsenal fans is anxious. You know what I mean? Like they like to put a narrative on it, don't they?
Yeah.
He's at the game today, like, you know what I mean? If I see you, Jamie, I'll stick that umbrella right up your...
Right, so you're going 3-1?
Yes.
Well, I'm very anxious now. I'm going 2-2. No, 2-1. I think Arsenal just nick it.
I'm going 2-1 as well. I'm going 2-1. Let me remind everybody of the teams again. Let's start off with the Chelsea team. Chelsea's team tonight is Sanchez, Malagusto, Fofana, Chalobah, Hato, Cucurella, Caicedo, Andre Santos, Enzo, Delap, and João Pedro. That is their team. They've got Esteval, Palmer, and Garnacho on the bench. Garnacho, I'm surprised with that one. He scored 2 against us in there. Really?
I'm surprised they're playing Delap, you know.
Well, it caused us problems.
It did cause us problems when he came on.
He was the one that physical caused us problems.
Yeah. The lineup for Arsenal is Kepa in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Pierre Nketiah, Rice, Zubimendi, and Eze from the start, Madueke, Martinelli, and Victor Gyökeres. Substitutes are Raya, Mosquera, White, Jesus, Norgard, Trossard, Havertz, Calafiori, and Mars Lewis-Skelly. Strong bench. No Saka, no Odegaard. 2 players would normally be your absolute keys, and of course, no Marino. Sorry, Marino, I haven't forgotten you already. But no Marino. We know that he's having. We know he's got to have surgery. He's going to be. Looks like he's out for the season, really. Yeah. So get well soon to him. That is the teams to play tonight. Don't forget, guys, we've got a massive watch-along tonight. It's taking place at the Hippodrome down there in the West End of London, Leicester Square. You can get down there if you want. Still got time. The kickoff is at 8 o'clock. So get down there if you want. You've got to be over 18 to get in there. The guys are going to be doing that. They're readying themselves there. Christian, Cecil, they're all down there.
He's back, Cecil, is he?
The watch along, he's back. Yeah, the watch alongs down there are absolutely brilliant. So make sure you check that out. And of course, we're going to be at the game. I'll be talking to fans after the game. Hopefully, it's a big win. This game is massive. A chance to get through to the final of the Carabao Cup at Wembley. Come on, Arsenal. Let's get this job done. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Lee. And thanks to you guys. We'll see you all very soon.